Good evening, everyone. This is Chocolate Crown um Sunday night episode. We are going in half life um episode 18. We are having some technical difficulties, as you can see. We have one half of our Chocolate Crown living life as a fairy tale. Do you know your reality? And I'm asking if you can bear with us as we are still trying to get connected with our other half. Um, but living life as a fairy tale, and do you know your reality? So, as we wait for Del Rico to join on, if you can just, share, what does that title mean to you? Like when you read that title, and we always take things in a different lens. What does that title mean to you? Like, how do you hear that title? What does it actually mean? And as you can see, our King Darico has connected. I was asking them to share, like, what does the title mean to them when they hear living their life as a fairy tale? Do you know your reality? What's up, Swanee G?
Okay, so I'm here and we talk about can you if the people out there aren't that intelligent, right?
Right.
Break that down.
So we hear fairy tales growing up. And if you know the fairy tales of Disney, you hear the fairy tales of and Disney has Snow White, fairy tales of what? The Three Little Wise Men. So you have be the Three Little Wise Men and what it is that they have. Um are you those three little wise men? Do you have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? And are you the protective doors of Snow White? Like, do you live life in those capacities? So I was just trying to get it started. So we also need to connect on Instagram, but I was waiting until you got on because our time is usually tracked by, them a little bit more than it is on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I was waiting
Okay.
until you got on.
So since I got the topic, we usually I mean I'm late, but I'm not even gonna
You could do
really
your
act like
welcome.
it it was my fault, but I do apologize. But
Well,
we usually
our
start
audience loves you. So we want to get
and I do
connected on Instagram while
yeah.
you also start our audience off the way we normally start them off.
Yep, sure thing. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna plug something in real quick, people.
This is the living room. This is how the living room conversation go.
Say that again.
I said this is how the family living room go. Sometimes you have everything all the props together, and then sometimes you're like, okay, wait a minute, that couch don't go there. I want this pillow fluffed up, or I want you to sit in this particular space. So this is the community living room that you have allowed us to have this space with you all. So you know it is what we
Yeah.
are. We are who we are.
I was just I was just plugging the charger in so I didn't get cut off. But
Okay.
since last week was crazy because of nature,
Right.
um, just wanted to kind of see where everybody's mental status was, where they're
And you usually
um,
start us with a current event before we jump in too.
yeah, with their well being. Just want to um, just gauge the temperature and see what's up with everybody and since you had an election, you got one guy who still don't want to move his stuff out, and I know people who voted kind of upset, I guess. But there's some other people that you might want to focus on um, more than. the actual president, because no matter who was going to be the president, who you voted for or whatever, you got other people who are out there really calling like real shots, and
Mm.
lives are dependent on it because they're about to shut down the country again. Slowly but surely, we're getting to the point where um, things are being closed and shut down again. So it's like it's second time in 1 year. So I'm just checking in and seeing where everybody's mental status was, where everybody's health is, and give us somebody to kind of watch and see what they're doing, because if you know science and that kind of thing, and how long so-called vaccines take to come out, and um, how long they need to be studied. What's up, E? What's up, brother Swanee? What's happening? What's up? What's up, brothers? Appreciate you checking in. Height Apparel is on. Um, but I would tell everybody to go check out Melinda Gates and Bill Gates, and see what they're pushing, because no matter who your president was, this agenda was going through, and you voted for somebody who, they say they live by the science, and so they're going to live and die with whatever mixture they come up with in the lab to give to the people. So I would advise everybody, like I always say, take care of your health, uh, do some things to strengthen your immune system, because they still got us, masked up. Um, Still got us. And sorry, I apologize for Instagram, but I don't know what's going on with the gram. I've already gotten booted off. I'm probably on punishment again. That's how they go. And
I know last night I was looking at a conversation. They got booted off 3 times. So,
yeah, so, and I'm not really big on trying to curb my words and all that. So, um, but yeah, we want to, you spend a lot of time, if you out and about and you at work and you like this all day long, um, it's detrimental. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. It's detrimental, and you need to do some things to combat that. They want you on adult punishment and take the sun away from you. It's already going to be wintertime, so you're getting less and less sun. Um, so that means we got to combat it by doing some things on our own. So, like I always tell you, go do your own research. All the sea moss and all that stuff is good. But you need to be exercising. You need to be taking this off when you can, um, because there's nothing good about it. Yep, get the zinc up in you. Another one is the coconut oil. I mean, you take a teaspoon of it, heat it up, take it down. Um, those are the things that you need to be doing, because no matter what, no matter who you voted for, we still here. We still in this fight. We still in this journey. Um, so we got to do some things to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So, um, um, with that being said, I just hope that when you did go vote, now that you put your vote to good work, that you're going out and doing something for the community, for your people, to make it a little bit better. And if everybody doing a little bit, that's a big thing. So don't just let your vote go to waste. Don't let it go quietly. Put some action to it. You know what I'm saying? Change somebody's life. If you can't change yours and you good with young people, do that. If you're good in the community, do that. Whatever you're good at, man, just do it. So, um,
mhm.
um, so yeah, like, I can beat it and 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 beat it. But the reality is that's what they do to us when they want something done, when they want something changed, when they want or they have an agenda and they want you to digest certain
What it
information.
is.
They just
Right.
keep beating it in you, beating it in you, beating it in you, beating it in you, and then you find yourself
Even from our music to foods that they want us to eat that may be real or not real, or songs that they want us to hear that may be real or not real, like everything. Like, they make sure that it's on repeat. So, it's everything. That's how we learn.
you,
Repetition.
yeah, you can't take what we may see as, and you may see it as harmless entertainment and not understand where it's coming from and who's giving you the information. Um,
Mhm.
you gotta understand that because they listen. Like you said, music and radio is just one way, but the worst song that you hear and they give it to you every 20 minutes, something like that in the programming, and they tell you what it is. It's programming. It's
Mm.
they call it what it is. They programming you. And
Right.
this is not just to be because I want you to hear this because we like you.
Right.
No, we gotta get out of that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get out of that. We already having enough issues with us as a people liking each other. So you think they really gonna give us something that we like and we can benefit from and enjoy? No, we sadly mistaken. So we got to go out there and do the work ourselves. So, with that being said, if you are, like we always ask, if you got some tips in the comments and you know some remedies, because I'm not, me personally, I'm not going to no doctors. I'm taking old remedies that my grandmother and great grandmother gave me when they used to put the onion on your foot, man, tie onion to your foot with a sock, and then you was magically healed, man. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trusting ancestors. I'm trusting myself. Um, um, and I would suggest y'all do that, man. You brilliant, beautiful kings and queens. That's why we say that. And
Right.
you need to lean on that, man. You need to lean on the smarts that you have and the work that you put in and your people put in instead of running to these same folks for answers. So um um
Eric laughing at you.
yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not listen, I trust myself enough, man. I got big head for a reason because they could fit a lot of information. So I'm going to feel it. I, I'm going to feel it. But you know, side note, you see the hat 10 and
I was
0.
gonna say you must be shouting out Pittsburgh. You got that hat on.
But Eric's not a Steeler fan and he's from
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
okay.
He likes the Cowboys. But that's our 5 seconds because it's a journey. Like we tell the young people, everything we doing is a journey, and you don't get to being number one or become the champion overnight.
Hmm.
Even thing called life. Even with the thing you call voting. That was
A
part of the
process.
process. Now comes the work. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and we could kind of tie it into the fairy tales because whether I whether it makes sense or not, I'm going to try to tie it in. Yeah, I see you, Dallas Cowboy for life, of course. But I'm gonna try to tie it in. And the voting process is somewhat of a fairy tale if you don't go put the work in. It's somewhat of a it's they always it's a culmination. You go stood in line for your 45 minutes to your hour, but you haven't done anything for 4 years. And then on top of that, now part of the problem is you also have an outlet where you're social media and you have a world to yourself.
Hmm.
And so it's to me it's a fairy tale because if you don't put in the work with it and take those steps and necessary steps in the journey, I mean, the end result is what we keep getting. we keep getting the same thing because um, when you live in a fairy tale, it's like you outside of it. It's perfect because it's a fairy tale. It's perfect because it's not reality. It's like what I call La La Land. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Everything is perfect in a fairy tale, but when it's real life, everything is not perfect. And
Mhm.
like I always say, it's easier to digest the lie than the truth because the truth comes with work.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it just makes me also think like in taking it into a different lens, and thinking about an individual, be it a child or an adult, that always wants to finish something, being in first place or completing it something and doing the least amount of work, but having it complete, done, but not really considering all the steps that it takes to get to that finished product, like completing a math problem and saying, well, I got the answer, but not
Right,
thinking about all of the process and steps that it takes to get to that completed answer being important. And they were like, but the answer is right. And like, okay, the teacher's saying, but I need you to show your work, and not understanding that the process and the journey of showing your work has purpose. And to the child or to the person, they're like, but what is the purpose of showing my work if I got the actual outcome that you were looking for? And people, children or adults included, like, okay, they don't really understand that it took strategy, it took critical thinking, it took you taking a pause, you taking that opportunity to not really, you were able to process what it actually meant, that you had to take each step of the stairway to get to that outcome of a situation, and that it wasn't just a fairy tale that you looked up in the air and you had a magic wand and poof, the answer was there. Like, if that was the case, life would be really really easy to kind of just navigate through various situations, but that's not the reality to how it is that we get along in most situations. And that journey for an athlete, for a business person, like, the reason you need a business plan is so you can know and navigate what those different steps are, is the true reality. If you don't have those bite-sized steps, then how do you know how to do that journey successfully? Having the outcome and it being successful, you may be broken all throughout the way, if that makes sense.
no, it does. Where we have to be leery and mindful of, especially with young people, is it's cool to teach them to be competitive, and it's good. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To have a competitive spirit, especially our young kids. And when I mean ours,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, um,
Hour.
because sometimes when a family does well and you're able to move your children out of certain situations that you may not have grown up in, you now putting them in situations where they may be one of two, if three, if that, of children who look like them. So
Mm-hmm.
now every day, um, most of those parents, they're telling them they have to be better than those kids by a lot. Can't
Mm-hmm.
be you can't be average. You can't get 78s and 82s and 85s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to, because the parent also understands the rest of the world
Right.
and what that child is up against. But um, we have to also instill in these kids that, you know, the journey is a long journey. And, you know, you spoke about Queen Maya Angelou and the Dash, and
Mm-hmm.
um, we have a beginning and an end, but in that middle, in that dash, like, what is it? What did you do? Um, so young people need to know you just at the very beginning of your dash. So you
Mhm.
finish first in everything you doing when you 7, but the
Mhm.
rest of the journey you last. Like it,
Mhm.
like no, we have to have some understanding of how long this journey is, and um, um, get our kids to realize and understand that, like I had a great coach, and shout out to Coach Yano at Rutgers. And he always talked about boxing, and he talked about, when you get hit, do you swing back? And when I was at Rutgers, my first couple years, we didn't swing back. We got punched in the face and got punched and punched and punched often. You know what I'm saying? But now he's instilling the culture, and on Saturday night, they lost, but you could see the swinging back. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that kind of, that you're built with that. Somebody teaches you that. You know what I'm saying? In a culture that you're raised in, and you got to understand that even when you do swing and hit some, you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And I use a lot of analogies for young people because I can't always say Maya Angelou to young people, but
Mhm.
I can say Nipsey Hussle and say the marathon continues. Like
Mhm.
no matter what, you got to keep going because this marathon continues and it has to continue, and you got to keep going because there's so much more for you to learn on this journey to get to the ultimate ending. And on this journey, we have to kind of know where those special moments are,
Mhm.
and pat yourself on the back, but keep on going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a continuous journey, and young people just need better guidance from us. You know what I'm saying? And um, just continuing to beat that in their head. Like this thing is not over today, tomorrow. Like if you win that championship today, young boy, tomorrow is still another day.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm
I think
saying? So what? No, I'm sorry.
no, I'm sorry. I was just thinking, and like the fairy tale concept comes in if you allow them to just always, not necessarily always win, but always think that the outcome is the only thing that's important. And the outcome of having the right answer is the only thing that is what's going to be the win when the win actually comes from learning the journey and learning the value that comes with the actual journey.
Yeah, like there is so much you're going to get from the actual season. See, I use sports. You're going to get more from the season than you get from popping bottles from the championship.
Yeah, because that's only for the one night. I
Yeah,
mean, in that actual night of the moment, but the championship took that entire season, all those practices, all the weathers of the storm, like everything that built you up for that particular game, all those everything that took you to that moment that you were celebrating and popping the bottles, like that's just temporary. But all of those sweat and tears, all that time going to the doctor's appointments for the broken bones and the bruises and stuff like that's the journey.
yeah, but
The
we
coach
live
yelling
in
at
a
you, the
in
team
a
yelling at you, being in the locker room, that's the journey.
I mean, and camaraderie and building relationships and learning
Yeah.
from each other. You know what I'm saying? And fighting and going through everything,
Mm-hmm.
and you seeing you enjoying other people's moments because sports is the great meritocracy. Like it's you. Everything else is put to the side because we got a common goal. And if
Right.
you on my team and I see you 4 passes one game and then the next game you catch 7 passes, I'm hyped. my teammate. I know that you don't have to you don't have to put the work of the journey in. You could go to social media and show the championship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
You could show the fairy tale.
right.
You can have people and in your make believe world. You can have them wrapped up in your matrix. I mean,
A
when
lot
they
of people do that
introduce that,
with entrepreneurship too. Like they show the start of business, the ownership. Like they may show when they got the keys to the business, or they may show when they were building it and putting the building structure in, or when they ordered the furniture and stuff like that. And they may show grand opening day, but they don't show the sweat and tears of you know getting the business loan or building up their following, or just those days that it's hard to get up in the morning or closing late at night. Like they don't show all of those other sweat and tears or the things that's really difficult of the business owner. They only celebrate the good moments. They don't celebrate the moments when it's very hard because they think that people won't celebrate with them. And they probably won't, but that creates the fairy tale that entrepreneurship is, or business ownership, whichever word it is that you want to use, is glamorous. And it is not glamorous at all. Like it takes grit, it takes stay to itness, like if that's even a word. Like it takes a certain type of character to say that, do I really want to do this business thing, or do I just want to go be a W-2 person and let somebody else have these late at night concerns, worrying about how I'm gonna make payroll or how I'm gonna be able to do like all of these things, that is business idea dreams that I had to maintain for my family, because it's more than a notion. It's
like
more than a notion.
you can't I think people you can't look at stressful situations like it's awful. Yes, it's hard sometimes, and yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not in a clear state of mind, if you're not in the moment, if you're not present,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, then you're not enjoying what you do. So I would tell people, listen, if when it's the hardest, like when I was playing ball, and it was, shout out to JB and at Rutgers again, and if anybody who know ball, when you in winter conditioning and you in Jersey and you got one of them cold days and it's 12 degrees and you outside with shorts on, you really like you'll find out if you love what you do. You know what I'm saying? These are, I'm watching grown men throw up tears, like taking your body to a point you never thought you could take your body and your mind to.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't say I love this, you know what I'm saying? Because I was told by some very smart people, if you love what you're doing, you've never worked. Made sense
Right.
because I like working with kids. I like helping people, but I was in love with football. I was in
Mm-hmm.
love with ball. I would have did anything for ball. So I would tell people, if you don't love it, because everything you do is going to come with some turmoil, some trying times, some difficult times. If you don't love what you do, you, you're going to be um, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be
Mm-hmm.
upset. You're going to be stressed. What's up, cuz? I see my little cuz in there, Sean. Um, Very smart young fella, man. I'm proud of him, man. Went through a lot where we come from, but you going strong. Yeah, now you right. Being optimistic is huge, man. Um, and if you want to be an owner, it come with some BS. It come with
Mm-hmm.
BS. just like everything else. Just like working for
But it's like
somebody.
you
That
can't
come
be a person that thinks inside of the box. Like it's no boxes in working for yourself. Like you
no.
already thought outside the box because you wanted to work for yourself,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
which is great. I condone it 1,000,000%.
yeah, and I do. I listen. I want everybody to have
But
that
it's not for
power
everybody.
of no, it's not. But having something that's yours is for
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Having something for you that's yours. I mean, it's for you. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what that may look like. Um, I know everybody's not meant to be leaders, and even though everybody wants to be a leader and says they are leaders, everybody don't have the quality because most of
Mm-hmm.
the time leaders don't talk about leading; they just lead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? While followers say I could be a leader, and they really follow. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's how it goes. But because we live in the world where we got phones and social media and things of that nature, you they it's their own world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You either jump on into their and get on their boat, or they calling you a hater. Or you know what I'm saying? And there's no such thing. I remember when we was kids, you used to get the constructive criticism grade. They was
Right.
comparing you. They was
For
comparing
what
you.
life
You
was going
listen.
to be like.
Yeah, you on some BS. You ain't this. You ain't
Right.
that. They giving you that constructive criticism. You getting O's and U's, man. You got outstanding, or you. I don't know. I used to get a lot of O's. I got some O's for outstanding. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mama Joe. She ain't play nothing. She ain't play no games. She wanted all O's. So now I know they ain't giving out no constructive criticism grades. It's pacified. It's baby. It's if you give constructive criticism now, even to adult, you a hater. You know what I'm saying? So you living in these people's world in reality. What's up, brother Bay? What's up, my brother? Um, yeah, man. That's what we trying to do. We just trying to have a conversation, man, and hopefully you enjoy it and you stick your 2 cents in, my brother, because you're very intelligent, and we would love to have your comments and your input.
So one of the aspects that we had when we talked about life as a fairy tale, and your signal is going in and out. I'm not sure if others people see that as well. As you are saying stuff, sometimes your words are going in and out, or your screen freezes. Um,
Yeah, I do apologize. I'm in the bat cave.
your back cave got you freezing sometimes. And we didn't even get to some of the deep stuff that we were going to talk about. The fairy tale too sometimes come from how we we're honored to have you too, Mr. Bay. And on how sometimes as the crown that we wear, we rename and repackage stuff with filters to try to make it comfortable for us, but it's still like recreating a reality that's not real and like that is false to make it comfortable, but it's not necessarily healthy or good for us.
Yeah, it's a lie. I mean, we can't sugarcoat. Can't sugarcoat. You lying to you. You dressing up funk. You put cologne on funk.
You
That's what
do.
people. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. If we want to be politically correct, that's what we doing. You funky and you spray some Issey Miyake on it, but
Right. To make it good in a quick moment.
when
But
we
you take
get close,
another block down the second block and the funk is loud. Oh goodness, they got you on pause. Oh,
Yeah, I see.
You see how they got you on pause?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, you good?
It says the truth is now evil and unacceptable, and the lies are still accepted as truth. Yeah, they've been propaganda since. I mean, the Germans, they back in the early 1900s, they perfected it, man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You want to go and they beat in our head about Hitler and this kind of thing about what he did to certain portion of the population. Um, but you need to go study the mental aspect of what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? With these engineers and scientists and doctors and everything we're doing with propaganda and selling you one thing and then beating it in your head and now you knowing it and you don't even know why they would give you a movie 10 years ahead of time several times and then cause a some kind of conflict or action to happen in the world, and they already know your response. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They know they dictate it. You know, they know black folks ain't gonna do nothing but march. They know that. They
Mm-hmm.
done study this. They playing chess and we still playing checkers, man. We ain't playing checkers. We playing jacks or something, man. They playing a real. You know what I'm saying? They play. I don't even know AlphaGo, and there's people who probably don't even know what that is, man. That's what they playing, and we still playing spades, man. We're fairy tale. We love the kitty stuff, man.
We
And
fall for the trick every time.
if we was on a different platform, I'm sorry, I would have cursed right there. But my mom is probably watching again, and she always cussed me out. She cussed me out for cursing. I love her, man.
That's usually when she pop in and be like, "Hey y'all."
Yeah, but yeah, we got to be
He said
careful
Connect
about.
Four.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we playing silly games. So why they playing mind games, man? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? We playing baby games, man. We sit
Mm-hmm.
around, we still playing dominoes and drinking 40s and doing silly stuff, man. And these
Mm-hmm.
people have been. I mean, I was lucky enough, and if you went to Woody High before, probably I don't even know what it looked like now, but we had a a teacher, Mr. And if anybody in the Eric, if you still up there, anybody who went to Woodland Hills, he was the older white man, big bushy beard. He used to also coach, I think, out in Butler, and he was our economics teacher. And he used to have us playing the stock market back in the day. And we was very lucky, white man teaching all us black kids how to play the stock market and got
Mm-hmm.
introduced to it. When I know there's so many kids that look like me who ain't know what the stock market was, look like nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we still, when we get together, we
Probably
don't
took
do.
it for granted that he was teaching it to you.
Yeah, no, we knew we was all immersed in it, man. And he would give us game like, yo, don't. I'm gonna tell y'all now, because y'all all little black kids, don't put all your money in Nike. And kids wasn't listening. And then they
Mm-hmm.
stopped. They see they ain't got no money because they went and put it all in Nike because that's what they like to do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then young Fletch learned early on that Mary Kay ain't that what it is? The female
Mm-hmm.
product booming was.
Mm-hmm.
I went and talked to some of my white friends whose parents was playing in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't too afraid or proud, or my ego and pride wasn't in the way to ask. And a lot of us, that's what we got to get back to. And I was just talking to somebody earlier today. We also got to get to the point where they don't even have to ask, man. We giving our people this info, man.
Right.
Like, just because we need it. We're not assuming. If you got info on the stock market, have a Zoom session.
Right.
Invite cousin Fletch. You know what I'm saying? And let's sit down and let's talk. Let's learn. If you got another way to real estate, let's sit down and talk, man. Let's start building up some things where we can connect the dots and build bridges, man. Instead of You know what I'm saying? You looking at somebody and then you mad and you hating, and now constructive criticism is hating. And no, man, we need to get back to um, um, where we being more positive, more supportive, more. I don't care what you believe in, man. If you want better for your people, for the people around you, people who look like you, and children, and that's in your community that you could touch. That's what we need to build, man. It's too much divide because you with this group, and you with this group, and you with that group. And I had told you, we had a conversation. I feel good because I'm no O Fletch. I don't even take no oaths. You know what I'm saying? And I can stand on that. There's a lot of people out here you done took to your oaths. It's okay. I ain't judging you because I don't want you to judge me. But no Fletch want to work with everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to. Like, we got to put the Divine Nines, the HBCUs, and all that stuff. It's proud to hold because you did certain things to do that. But now come on home and build back your community, man. Help out where you need it, man. Like, help out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't just stand on what you did, man. Be a little bit more of that. Don't let what you did stop you from connecting with your people, because you in a certain group, but your bridge is with somebody else in another group. You know what I'm saying? If you in some kind of religion, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget your people, man. That's all. No matter what you're doing. And I ain't judging you. I'm just asking for your help. I gotta tell them, because they'll be like, "You think you know everything?"
Also, though, with this particular season, and then thinking about what we've encountered in this past, what, I guess I'm gonna say 8-9 months of 2020 being clear vision, allegedly, to what we've learned about ourselves and learned about the community. We going into the week that we've renamed, or we didn't rename it. It's always been called Thanksgiving. However, we're celebrating the week where, or the holiday where they massacred the original families. And the fact that they massacred the original family, and we've watched them do another massacre of our families in 2020 with whatever this virus is that we have going on. The re-education, as we've gone through our history throughout these last 8 to 9 months, when we, however it is that we utilize these next few days and getting together with family, we should be renaming one what we call this week, if it's harvest or whatever. But also, when we get with our families, we should be kind of like reinventing, like, living wills, like having these tough conversations in regards to reconnecting with family members, and to which we may not have the appropriate closure with, but not allowing what separates us, that is the fairy tale, and creating a new reality moving forward, so that if anything is to not work out well, that we're not living life and not having that appropriate narrative moving forward, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense, but what I will say though, because it makes perfectly good sense, but I think it's just dressing up something that doesn't belong to us, that we don't want, but we trying to rename it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But we've
The
been
N,
renaming it forever.
with the N word, it was called one thing. We changed it up because we got style and swag, and we put a twist on it, so now it's cool. Like,
But it was a
murdering
massacre.
murdering a whole generation of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing cool about that. It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing that we should be baking turkeys and eating macaroni and cheese, and like, it is what it is. Like, that's the reality. Like, that's just that. Like, those aren't fairy tales.
Right.
Like, those are reality. There was people here. There was already people here
Living life
that got murdered,
that got
and then they
murdered.
lived in a dressed up way we civilized them. When y'all was over there and your animals, your sheeps and everything living in the house. But you
Right.
civilized people. People had respect for nature and the land and what they could get from it. So
Mm-hmm.
you civilize somebody because they had respect for the place that they put their feet.
Mm.
And we dress up everything. You want to do something, we need to be finding a date in March that belong to us.
Right. Or any other
And
month.
call it whatever we want to call it. That's what's empowering. Not take what they say, not take what they do and then dress it up real nice because grandma could cook real well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With what it is that they offered and told us that we could eat.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, we camp, you know it. I mean, it's everything though. It's a lot of stuff. And it's not to diminish anybody, but it's to empower us. To let
Mm-hmm.
our people know what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
When you have respect for things, you don't destroy it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got respect for things, you don't destroy it. And your people have respect for nature and the land and the animals that came with it and the seas and everything else and the air.
Mm-hmm.
But now you look outside, you can't even breathe. You gotta go outside one of these. Because where you at, these people didn't respect the air. So you gotta come outside like that now. You know what I'm saying?
Because they
Look,
told you and you believe and value what it is that they've educated you on that.
listen,
So it
they
could be, I mean, it could be real and it could be false. So Swanee G, I got something else even for what you just said. It being a European tradition. So, from the massacre, I'm gonna go on the other side. We only bought into the religious tradition of Christianity so that we can have a day off. We didn't necessarily follow Christian beliefs and values, but to not have to work to continue to do the slave trade and everything else, we only follow Christianity because that was the way that we could have a day off and socialize with those who we identified as being our family members. So the fairy tale began, or the life of creating our reality and values and belief became dismissed because we created the reality of trying to have some form of freedom based off of what they gave us permission to do. So it wasn't that that's what we wanted to do, but the lines became blurred on what we were, allowed to do, that fairy tale.
so no, don't be nice.
I, you know,
So they whooped your behind.
they whooped your behind 6 days out the week and
I mean, I
said,
could have used another word. I could have
okay,
used
go
another.
ahead. I put it on a platter and then you put it in the, for
They
the
whooped.
people. We the people.
They whooped your grandma's ass so that you could go and worship some kind of white god when you was God, when your ancestors was God. God
Right.
is God is one who creates, brings you things, information, brings you the ability to go create for yourself, the
And then
ability
when you was too connected to him, then they demonized it because they was like, oh, wait a minute, you become too strong and too empowered and too resilient when you utilize this energetic force and this energetic power. So then now we got to separate it and make it voodoo versus something that's powerful. Okay, now we got to separate it and make you not have access to it.
well, I mean, we know who we be dealing with, man. They're very tricky,
With words.
especially with lingo. Um, and if you don't do your own homework, that's why I said, remember this day. Somebody's gonna be living 100 years from now.
And find us on the user tube.
It ain't gonna be YouTube, man. It's
It
gonna be
ain't.
something. But they gonna whitewash Obama, and he ain't gonna be light skinned in 100 years.
It's gonna be the
Exactly.
filters, the new version of filters.
Listen, they can do that. And when they do it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, it's going to become reality. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
become the truth. That's what happens with so much information. They've taken esoteric stuff, they've taken stuff that they didn't understand and attached a man to it,
Mm-hmm.
attached a man to it. And then not only attached a man to it, gave you some weird stuff with it, man. Some weird stuff with it. I'm a black man who came from black women, who love black women. There's no woman entity in that. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So I don't know. I'm just confused
Right.
because they took it, put their little twist on it, and gave it back to you. So they whitewashed
Come
like
on
they
with this Swanee G.
like they do everything. They whitewash
Mm-hmm.
everything, and then they give it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about you saying the birth of our Messiah, and this is what I listen, man. I know, no, no man speaking for flesh. No, I got a bunch of ancestors that I go to get info from, that I lean on. But I'm not giving no man who walked the same earth as me the same debauchery as me. No, you know, we don't give nobody. This is a council. That's the problem. There's always somebody want to be one head of no. This is not no one man at the top of nothing. This is the only way we do this and get it back right is we do it as a team. You know what I'm saying? The man and the woman to complete the whole circle. That's how it goes. It ain't no. And then you'll get people who say him and he, and then it like, no, stop all that, man. It's you the God. You here, Swanee. You was able to create. And you able to give your children information like I know you do, homie. Schooling your youngins. That's what gods do. That's what we got to get back
Kings
to.
and queens.
And ain't none of us perfect. I'm not perfect. No. But when we can disseminate the information and give it up like we supposed to, we always want to belong to something, man. There's
And
nothing
allow
wrong.
that to kind of guide how it is that we react, respond, and educate when it is that we can educate and provide that information for ourselves. And that's only because we only following what our generations before us have informed us, and the generations before that informed them. And it's like we have to break the cycle and understand who our oppressor is. And unfortunately, your oppressor may be closer to you than you actually want to realize and accept. But you have to make a decision in regards to, where it is that you want to break the fairy tale chain.
I
And
mean,
that's the reality.
when you say that, that was powerful. It's closer than you think. Look in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror. That's your first oppressor, is
That
yourself.
is because you begin to compare yourself to other people.
You live in their standards. You want to live by their standards, and that means you lowering your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it. You want to
Mm-hmm.
live by their standards, you lowering your own standards. You've been a clean people. You've been
Mm-hmm.
a smart people. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Look outside. No, that ain't you. You can't even go outside right now because it's dirty outside, man. That ain't
And
you.
why do
Your
you need a filter on a when
mom
you
was
take a
clean.
selfie on your phone? Like, why do you need a selfie? You already was in the bath in the restroom, and you made up your face, or you washed your face, or you did whatever, and you go and take a selfie, and you still not satisfied with the reflection of the selfie. You need to put,
No.
whatever filter it is that it is, huh?
Magic mirrors. With magic mirrors.
Magic
And
mirrors, that's what you call them.
the crazy thing is we see you though.
Right.
Like these things always been big. They ain't nowhere. But after the sixth grade, there ain't no more jokes. Like I heard them all. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, this is what I got. This is what I got on this ride, man. And all of us because none of us are perfect. Everybody got something weird about them, so embrace it, man.
Mhm.
Because you'll go cuckoo and you'll be a lot happier, man. Stress free, man. That you went in the bathroom and try to get yourself together. Then you took a picture and
Mhm.
then had to put a filter on it.
On
All right,
top of like, what you take all the time in the bathroom for?
just understand you ugly and not photogenic, and
And why are
everybody
you not
can't.
accepting of your own imaging? Like, what is
Everybody
that
can't take
about?
pictures. No, this is constructive criticism. Everyone can't take pictures. You know what
True.
I'm saying? Like, I can't smile. So I don't try to smile in pictures because I think it look funny. You know what I'm saying? So I don't smile in pictures. I'll say I laugh. So if you get me to laugh, then you better get it while you get it. But I'm not gonna go in the phone and go get the filter that no, come on, man. And that's women, that's a woman thing anyway, man. If the fellas is doing that, that's real weird. If the fellas is putting filters on, you know what I'm saying, to clear up their skin and all that, that's super weird, man. That's for the ladies anyway, man. So it's if you a man, you shouldn't have filters on your phone unless you got a daughter, man.
Everybody has filters on their phone. It comes as a part of the phone. When
No,
when
you ain't got
Instagram don't freeze your phone for a whole whatever the heck is happening. Like, I can't even do nothing with my phone. What about that last filter thing that I showed you? That
there's
that
history
filter that filter situation that was sent to me that I showed you.
filter situation.
Yeah, the one I sent you.
I don't know what that is. There is history before 1619, before 1492 that our people need to research. Yeah, it's a lot of it, man. There's a lot of it. Uh, thinking of a good one, top of my head. History before Columbus. I tell you about the Americas. I can't think of the writer right now, but it's history before Columbus. I want to say Dr. Henry Clark, but I don't think that's right. Um,
It's
but there's a
probably
lot
in
of
this big book that I have with the one with
his,
all of the little newspaper thingies.
yeah.
So,
I'm
Swanee
gonna
G, it
look
looks
it
like you're
up
giving
just
us
so that I
homework
won't.
between now and next Sunday. The history before 1619, before 1492, which is not a problem at all, because that's what our kings and queens is about.
Yeah, but they call it a nonfiction. But yeah, you got to do. Listen, man. Stop taking their word for it, man. You've been lied to so much in so many arenas and by this system. It hurts me though that my people. That's the fairy tale. They vote just to feel good, not that it's going to change anything, but that it
Hmm.
feels. And it's okay. It's okay that it feels good. But you can't beat people in the head like you see this sister and she gonna change something. No,
Or
it's
the
the
fact that she may
system.
have on a false representative that you think is changing from one that you're getting something different in this relationship than you didn't have in a previous one, and then you find out that that's not real either because she falsely represented herself.
She didn't falsely
She might
represent
have
herself.
padding or something that tells you
No,
that she got something that she don't have.
yeah, she definitely put some oranges down in her dips or something. She put basketball in her pants or something because she lied to y'all. For you to get that far in this system, you have to play their game. You ain't single handedly busting through and look at Obama. Look at Obama. Tell me what Obamacare. That's what he changed. Obamacare. Like we got to stop with the fairy tale people. I wish the brother could have did more. if you want to hear why he didn't stand up and fight and act tough and all that, just listen to the new 60 Minutes that he got out right now, because he'll let you know why he was passive aggressive and wasn't tough and all of that kind of stuff, and why you wanted him to be tougher than he was, but he never been in a fight before in his life. Never. But you want
But
him to
that
be
was
tough.
clear.
You want him to be tough for the first time as a president. Like, we got to get out the fairy tale. If you wanted somebody tough, you should have went and got somebody tough. But he was the smooth, light-skinned brother, easy on the eyes for white folks to digest. That's the and black women to digest. Because black women went from far and wide. Y'all took the fantastic voyage to DC. Boy, y'all was riding, sisters. Y'all was, and they knew it. That's why they gave you a light-skinned, smooth-talking brother with a chocolate sister. This wasn't like, this was researched how y'all would react to a dark-skinned woman and a light-skinned man. This was research. Now they give you an HBCU light-skinned woman. This is research, man. This is fairy tales. Y'all gotta come out of it. I'm gonna wake y'all up. You're gonna be like, I'm up, cousin Fletch. I'm out of it. I'm woke, baby. Now now we can do some real things, man, when we come up out of the fairy tale, when we wake up. But I think our people are so tired and so beaten, so beat down. It's sad. I mean, it's very sad. Our people are worn down. You see it. And
So
then
is it a difference when a man represents in a fairy tale than when a woman does it?
Say that one more time?
Is it different when a man represents as a fairy tale or a false reality than when a woman does it?
It's awful both ways. And then if you add younger people or other people that depend on you, it's just, that makes it worse. But no, I don't think it. I think because we in the social media lane,
Mm-hmm.
and women can use that more to where it's outside things where you're dressing up and becoming a fairy tale, but it's no different from you being fake on the inside and lying about who you are and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think either one outweighs the other. I think we just got to clean up together and come together and fix it together. We can't fix it apart. You know what
So
I'm saying?
so a man wearing a wig is okay, and he don't
Hell
need
no.
to.
Oh, no. Thank you for asking that.
Yes.
So, ladies, this is for all the women in the world, especially the ones who think like a man. What's the title of the book? Think like a woman.
Yes.
Act like a man, think like a woman. That's the name of the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
My brother Steve Harvey. And like
He's a ghostwriter. He didn't write that.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But like I always say, you can always bring your family back together. You know how they be this new thing, they want to kick people out the black race and all that. Nah. If you ain't do nothing to children and old people, you always allow back in. You always allow back, because we need bodies. You know what I'm saying? We just know not to allow you to speak for us anymore. And Steve Harvey, it's sad he got a platform. And it's sad that he one of them 9 people too, ain't he?
He was Honor Reed brought in. He didn't really go through the true process.
Oh, so he ain't even a real Q?
He didn't go through the true process. He was Honor Reed brought in.
Oh yeah, so because he never went to college, right?
Absolutely. Come on now, go walk through the journey.
My bad.
He just got the answer. He didn't go through the journey.
He made the fairy tale too, but no, he be on the show barking and everything.
Right. So even DL Hughley will probably have a problem with that, because DL went through the journey.
Yeah, and I know somebody, if I shout them out right now, still ATU.
You're right.
If I shout them out right now, back in the day, Steve Harvey would have got mopped up.
Exactly. He was an
But he get
honoree. He's an
oh
honoree.
he get a pass because he's Steve Harvey.
He might, but he was he no, he didn't go through the journey.
Ooh, that's lame. Please, if y'all know any brothers out there who are accused, please connect with me. Cause I know y'all, some of y'all better take that serious, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
a rite of passage.
yeah, you took an oath. I told you. No oath flex, baby. No oaths over here. You know what I'm saying? You took the oath. You had to be somebody you ain't want to be. And do some weird stuff. I know you did some weird stuff. I know. And shout out to my boy X-Ray because we tried to actually, and I'm saying that we actually wanted to be in the fraternity until they asked me to do something silly. Like, no, I'm not going to get you no no Snickers and carry egg across the.
See,
You
Swanee G
silly.
said he got the backdoor deal. He did.
He got the back door deal, Swan. But it's
He got the
sad because,
24-hour sign your name. Oh, you got
but it's
he
sad
had the
because
it was when the mentoring program was just starting. It seemed like a mutual um it was a mutual situation, that they was gonna be able to work through the mentoring program. It was a beneficial
I mean,
arrangement.
that is lame then. If that's how they gave it to him, then the rest of the whole thing
And I'm
lame.
not
Then
saying
y'all
that
wrong.
that's the arrangement because at that part I really don't know. But if you look at the
But
timing of which they
okay,
gave it, it came
it makes
about.
sense. It
Right.
makes sense.
It
And I'm
makes
gonna tell
sense.
you why y'all should never believe him again. One reason
This whole thing sidetracked you from what you was even gonna say too. But go ahead.
because I was confused. I thought he was a Q, and I know two things. He has a very
He can't
powerful.
even bark right.
All right, but I don't care about none of
All
that.
right. All
You know what I'm
right.
saying? He has too much of a platform and a powerful voice to say some of the things that he say. He has too much of a powerful voice to act like a woman being a man on the radio. But then you tell black women, see, this is the confusion. Now you tell black women act act like a woman, but think like a man. Like what in the and y'all went and purchased this book at
He
an alarming
didn't
rate.
write that book.
And that doesn't matter. What I'm getting at is he's the face of it. And he went out and pitched it. And y'all purchased it. But if y'all would have came to Cousin Fletch, I would have said, back to your original question, so we can put a bow on it. Any man who wears a wig, a head wig, he had a box that was not his, and he spent hours every day putting this on. Here, there's nothing you could believe that he's ever gonna say. No, nope. Because men don't do that.
It was
No
always
man is
tight.
no man. Yes, that was second thing. He didn't even have a proper fade. It was too perfect. Like, no. So, like, but number one, I wouldn't have believed him then anyway. But number two, he has too much of a powerful platform to do what they're doing, and they only do that on black radio. They and then they get mad and try to defend each other when they all portray women. Like you can't go hire a woman to do that. Ricky Smiley does the same thing. Uh, uh, um, Steve Harvey and nephew Tommy, they up there acting like women in the church. Like, when does this fairy tale, like, it's okay to be a black man and it's okay to be a black woman. Let the black woman be a black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Erica, you see it? Like, come on, man. You can't believe nothing. He had the sharp joint too, man. A big man wig. But like these dudes got too much of a platform, man, to be allowed to even say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a new TED Talks that everybody is just getting hip to now with the white boy, and he talking about how murder is, murder is money in the music industry, and they'll let you play it on black radio and all that kind of stuff, but they won't play it to white kids and that kind of thing. So we need to understand. Like, like everything that we've been given, man, we need to start checking these people and get out of our emotions, man. Because we have an emotional attachment to these people. But what are they doing to you? How are they leading you?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? What info are they giving you, man? And like I got a quick story. Dr. Ian Smith, he's always on Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Mhm.
Um, White Mike, that's the name of the guy with TED Talks. Yeah, go check it out if you got some free time, man. It's very powerful. It's stuff we've been saying ourselves, and but our
Mhm.
people don't believe it when the oppressor said. You know what I'm saying? But I don't forgot the story I was about to tell. Obviously, it wasn't that important. Go check out,
White Mike.
TED Talks. Um, oh yeah,
White
yeah,
Mike.
yeah. It is getting late. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. It's 9:15. I usually don't go this long, but I guess a few
You
extra minutes
do.
because we missed last week is pretty dope. Erica, man, check us out. 8 o'clock, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. With your comments, Swanee G, E Walk, everybody for supporting my sister Nay. Appreciate you. Love
And if
you.
you miss an
But again,
episode, it's on our page, or you can catch it on the YouTube channel with Butterfly Love. You want to tell them about the group that we are starting with the Every Town Grant for
yeah,
violence
so
prevention?
tomorrow be our first family prevention group with the community. We rebuild a house. Rebuild a home, community violence support and resource group. Infinity Minds with Butterfly Love facilitating tomorrow, working with people in the community who've dealt with violence, trauma, um, anything that you think affects our community in a negative way, and we try to shed some light on it and give some answers and be a resource. So again, family preservation group. Um, we rebuild a house. We are rebuilding a home, community violence support and resource group. Infinite Mind and Body, which is French,
And
with
if you would
Butterfly
like,
Love, is Mary. So yeah, it'll be our first group tomorrow. So I'm excited, man. Working with the community in another capacity. I've been posting up pics. Y'all will see my web page up soon. It'll be on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. So we can connect. So I can connect with you and start getting with some of your young people and helping them out and navigating this maze we got going on and coming up with some solutions, man. Blessings, blessings, Nat White.
yes, Nat been
Yeah,
cooking
bless.
on her page. We gotta go rock out her kitchen in
Ooh.
Ohio. She got snow in Ohio though, so I don't know. I can't
Well,
rock
Nat,
out
you
with the
need to.
snow.
Nat, I know we about to get off, but you got to send Mary your info so we can shout you out, man. I got some people out there in Ohio who um yeah, yeah. I got some people in Ohio who probably are in your area to support. So, we're going to get that info because we do like to share black owned businesses. Again, is on here with Swanee and Hyde Apparel was on here. So that was good.
Erica, we not
Erica,
volunteering, we getting paid. if,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you know
yeah,
if you know
yeah. We used
anybody
to
who has
volunteer. We,
wait, go ahead.
we used to volunteer Erica. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my day one homies. Her brother is like, he's a legend. he's
Okay.
a, he's a legend. I was a young boy and he had his arm around my neck too, man. Like, and he used to give me these talks on the steps on building 7, and he lived in building 8. And he used to give me these talks about, playing ball and basketball because I was really good as a young boy, and all my friends were always 4 years older than me, 3 and 4 years older than me. So I was the young boy, and it
Hmm.
was a crew of us. Shout out to Pop, shout out to Tori, shout out to Chout, and the older cats in our neighborhood used to grab me up and always try to keep me on the straight. So I got nothing but love for Erica and and her family. Man, they used to show me nothing but love, man. So I got nothing but love and respect. So tell your brother I said what's up. But it's funny, Erica, because Infinite Mind and Body started in Pittsburgh with Tony Thompson. His son was the first one I started working with, and it just built from there. So I'm trying to get back to it and start, touching some young people's lives from, you know, young athletes to college. Man, I done been there and navigated and fell on my face and tripped and stumbled and had to clean off myself. So if I can help somebody, um, not stumble and go around the speed bump with no issues, or learn how to slow down and go over the speed bump, then that's what I'll do. So
So I
I
just wanted,
appreciate
I'm
what you
sorry.
do.
I just wanted to share if there's anybody that you know who has been touched by gun violence or any violence in the community, the registration link is on our Chocolate Crown page. It is free to attend in our virtual climate. It is being facilitated by way of Zoom. It's being sponsored by Temple, Philadelphia Ceasefire, as well as the Everytown Grant. So you could just feel free to register there if you would know somebody that needs to participate. So we will be facilitating starting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I wish Dab would have LinkedIn, man. I would have liked her to see this, man, because I got a lot of respect for Dab, and I had a lot of love for her son.
Mm-hmm.
That one touched close to home because I was back in the burg,
Right.
and when that young king was taken away from us,
We
and
got
and a few
24
others,
hours.
man. And a few others, man. So if you know anybody out there, man, go to Chocolate Crown page, man, and register, and we're gonna go ahead
Or it's actually
and
on your page too, Dorico. I tagged you. I think I tagged it to your page as well.
okay. Well, I didn't even know that. Now you
Yes.
know info. So it's on my page as well. So if you know you free and you want to, we got to get used to this new norm with the Zoom meetings and all that, but
Right.
it's still gonna be powerful and it's still gonna be helpful, and it's gonna be very energetic.
Yes.
I I come with energy because I hate the boredom. I hate to be in the class and this teacher's professor is up there with the monotone. Yeah. So cousin Fletch, cousin Fletch is going to add a little joke or two here and there, so you can at least laugh a little bit while you're trying to learn. But yeah, it's powerful because just go check out that TED Talks, man. It's very dope, man. So, but I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all again, man. Um,
This is the TED Talk right here, the white mic.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
White Mike TED Talks. Go check it out, man. It's very powerful. And go read something you haven't read this week, man. Go learn something. Add some turmeric to your diet. Go take a little bit of coconut oil on a spoon, heat it up, do whatever, drink it down. It's gonna be nasty, but if you sick, if you feeling funny, if you feeling weird, that's because you in somebody else's culture and you can't even breathe the air now. You're gonna be in a bubble in 5 years. You're gonna have a big bubble on you. I got a throwback here for you. That guy can't even fit it no more. They don't even wear these no more. It's a whole different logo. This is the first logo when I was at Rutgers. But you're gonna have to be outside with your helmet on in the bubble in a minute because you're gonna have to pay for fresh air. That's how it's gonna be. You're gonna
Oh
have
my
to pay
goodness.
like your cell phone bill, $59.99 a month. You're gonna walk around with a little bubble on. That's how you're gonna be able to stop social distancing. You laughing, I'm serious.
I'm laughing really at something else because I'm thinking about how Rutgers was playing last night and you got that right in arm's reach. I can only imagine what the experience was in your
Shout
space.
out to my boys. Shout out to all the young boys who may see this and you be laughing because I got the old throwback joint. Nah, but this is marked up, man. It has some marks on it, and I'm a receiver, so I let you know I used to get down in 30 in there, man. Oh, yeah, this is whew.
Mm-mm-mm.
You gotta
Young Fletch.
love what you do. Love what you do. Now, you know what I'm saying? There's something bigger, and as we wrap up, just love what you do, man. You love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. You know what I'm saying? So, from the bottom of my heart, kings and queens, Fletch, infinite mind and body, educational athletics says thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Sundays, 8 p.m. Check us out.
Have a great week, everyone. You be safe and stay safe. Till next week, we see you at 8. Peace.